What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes. Another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Tuesday, November 19th. Sorry for the inconsistency in videos for the past 2 weeks, okay? I don't know if I've already mentioned this. Oh, well, one of you guys already asked about it, so you probably heard it from like a stream or something. BMO9000 saying, this is a health check. How are you doing, Omni? Yeah, I had to go back to the hospital a couple of days back. I didn't say anything, right? So I've been kind of, well, I think I mentioned it last week. I had to get my injury like checked out. I wasn't feeling too good. Like I was like physically, I was like, oh no, what's happening? It was like relapse, and I don't know. A lot of you guys know, but I was in a car accident like a year ago. So sometimes I get these spikes when it comes to like my muscles and my spasms, yada yada yada. You guys know how I joke about the ad integrations about getting hit by a car. Well, literally, I did get hit by a car. So yeah, that's why there's been a little bit inconsistency in the schedule. Sorry for that, but I think I am in a much better place, hopefully. Okay, so you guys should see me a lot more consistently this week. So what exactly has been going on throughout the world? I guess we'll start with this one. You guys probably already know about this. Okay, the freaking Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Okay, I'm pretty sure like you and everybody else in the entire world knows that this event happened on Netflix, where Jake Paul's scheduled to fight Mike Tyson. Jake Paul being like 26 and Mike Tyson almost pushing 60. That's right. Jake Paul yet again decides to fight another middle-aged black man and beats him up in front of national television. No, this time it's international television. I'll keep it short, okay? But like, oh my God, this event was so freaking terrible, bro. I'm guessing a lot of you, if you did try to watch it live or watch it at home during Netflix decided to try to stream it. And every time Netflix tries to stream something live, usually it fails. This happened with, what's that show again? I told you guys, Love is Blind. The first time Netflix tried to live stream, it was Love is Blind. And it took 2 hours for the show to actually start, right? That's how bad it is when it comes to Netflix and live streaming. So for this one as well, it was a pretty messy production. There were buffering issues, right? So if you tried to watch, it would buffer and then reset and you couldn't watch it again. There's a lot of people who just gave up watching it together. From what I understood, there were people who were playing this at bars and other places as well, and they just couldn't watch the fight because Netflix servers absolutely suck. In terms of the production as well, it felt like really cheap. Like you had people like Evander Holyfield out here with a mic that didn't work, right? So he'd be up there like, hey, Evander, how do you feel about it, right? And then in terms of like some of the people in the comments, right, you had them asking like, hey, Evander Holyfield, hey, do you think Mike Tyson's gonna like bite his ear? like bro, imagine asking the legendary Evander Holyfield if Mike Tyson is going to bite Jake Paul's ear, bro. Like, why would you put this man, this legend, why would you embarrass him on national television like this, right? It was messy. It definitely felt a bit ghetto for the productions that should be Netflix when it comes to live streamed event. First fight was really bad. It was between these two guys. I can't remember. All you really need to know is that one of the guys kept showboating. He like dry humped his opponent like literally on the match. It was completely unprofessional and stupid. The second one was really good. I forgot who was fighting. Mario Barrios, I think, were fighting, and that was really good. I think they were, I mean, there was Latinos or Mexicans. I don't know. I think they were Mexicans. They put on a fight. It was really good. It was one guy, he was really tall, he had longer arms, so he had better reach, so he was able to get a better score. But it was an absolute great fight. I think both opponents in that fight actually got knocked down, and they don't get knocked down very often. So they put on a great show. Then you had the third fight, which was actually good too as well, between I forget the other person's name, was the lady by Serrano. Sorry, this is not like the most in detail coverage, but whatever. But two ladies were fighting it out, and they were duking out. It was really good. A lot of people felt like Serrano got robbed because she had like the highest hits. Like she had like over 100 punches or something more than the other person, had better stats and everything, but she still somehow, I think, lost. So people were not happy about that. But then we got to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, which sadly, guys, was sad. It was really sad, right? It very quickly became very, very noticeable that Mike Tyson, obviously not in his prime, okay, but more so he was like hurt. Like he was just an old, feeble man. It looked like he actually burned all of his strength and his energy in round one. He came out boxing, he was really fast. And then after that, it looked like he was just done. He was gassed out. He ain't have no more juice. His legs kept buckling. He couldn't move quickly around the ring anymore. He lost the power in his punches. Like he was obviously at this point, it was done. He was crashing out. And it was very clear that Jake Paul was kind of like toying with him, keeping away, tiring him out, hitting him from the sides, not throwing like power punches. They would hit, but it wouldn't be very strong. strong. I'm guessing the gloves were like 14 to 16 inch type gloves. So even if you took a hit, it was one of those things like maybe a sock and boppers kind of situation. All in all, it was very clear that this felt more like an exhibition match to kind of, you know, show everyone that Mike Tyson can still come out here and, you know, hang out with the cool kids kind of situation. But in no way did it actually feel like a boxing match. It was very clear that Jake Paul actually didn't go as hard as he could on Mike Tyson. Like, I'm sure if he wanted to, he could have knocked out Mike Tyson, but then that would have been a lot of controversy as well, because then it was like, wow, bro, you just knocked out a legendary boxing fighter who's pushing 60 on international television. And people were like, bro, is this like elder abuse? Are we just sitting here watching an old man just struggle to stay alive against the youngins? This is kind of sad. But yeah, all in all, I didn't really enjoy the fight. I feel like, again, I made this tweet on Twitter, but I said it feels like the second half of Death Note, okay? After Death Note, if you guys don't know, you do know, there's a second half of it that a lot of people just don't acknowledge because it's so bad. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that this never happened. And that was the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. It was a little sour. I honestly just want to see Jake Paul fight somebody that's, you know, his level. But I don't think that's what Jake Paul is doing. I think what Jake Paul is doing is trying to do celebrity boxing. Okay, he's doing YouTuber type things where he's trying to just basically collect a check, get a bunch of people to come in and create a very like entertaining boxing. But I don't think it's real boxing. Unfortunately, I think it actually went on Mike Tyson's official record as losing to Jake Paul. Like, oh God, bro. I can't believe this is the timeline we live in. But that was the fight. You guys can let me know how you felt about it. But yeah, I'm just going to pretend it never existed. But guys, before we get further in today's topics, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Dbrand. Dbrand is a company that excels in making heavily customized accessories for electronic devices. Phones, laptops, gaming systems, controllers, AirPods. If you can think it, they definitely have it. Guys, the holidays are right around the corner. And if you're anything like me, you're probably scrambling around trying to find that perfect gift for friends, family, or let's be honest, maybe even yourself. Well, look no further because Dbrand has you covered. Literally. Their grip cases give you that peace of mind whenever you're like texting with one hand or you're gaming on the go. And if you're just looking to like switch up the looks on your gadgets, their premium skins are perfect for adding a sleek and personalized touch. So guys, do you want the secret sauce? Okay, you want to know what makes Dbrand the perfect holiday gift? Not only are you giving someone top-notch protection for their pricey electronics, but you're also giving them something that they'll use every single day. That means they'll think about you every single day. But also, it's practical, it's stylish, and it's something they probably didn't even know they needed. And last but definitely not least, they have tons and tons of customization options, so you can make your gift just as unique as the person you're shopping for. So yeah, guys, what are you waiting for? You guys can make your holiday shopping easy this year. Head over to dbrand.com/omni and grab something that's for sure to be a hit. Trust me when I say, whoever gets one of these bad boys under their tree is going to love you for it. Again, that's dbrand.com/omni. And again, special thanks to Dbrand for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys. Okay, what is happening with Twitch? All right, there's an adpocalypse that's going on, and I haven't been following in grave detail because it feels like it's, well, number one, it's convoluted. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of politics and right. There's a war when it comes to the Twitch adpocalypse. Okay, even just talking about me saying it right now is putting a like a trigger on me, right? People gonna be like, okay, what do you feel about the Twitch adpocalypse, Omni? I'm gonna be completely frank. I have not been following it. I will see if I can do a bit of an investigation to try to understand what's happening. But from what I think I know based on some of the articles and headlines and people talking like back and forth, is that there's a Twitch adpocalypse going on where things are being demonetized, right? That has to do with Twitch and their policies when it comes to talking about politics. Like a couple of weeks ago, Asmongold got banned for all that stuff, the rhetoric he was saying about, you know, Palestine, right? It was really, really bad. And then more people got banned for what they were saying about, you know, the Jews in Israel. And so people were like, what's going on? Why is everyone just being racist on on Twitch, right? They're out here saying some of the craziest things. And then people were like, hey, what about Hasan? Why is he still on the platform as well? He's also one of these people who talks about politics and says some crazy out of pocket things, yada, yada, yada. Everyone needs to go down and everyone needs to be fair about it. Well, in case you guys don't know, Twitch just updated their policies where they now have a section where it's just for like politics. politics, right? So that you can come up here and you talk about more sensitive stuff. And I believe in this category, you will be demonetized. Advertisers can choose not to put ads on these very sensitive subjects when it comes to like war and tragedy around the world, which is kind of like in line with what YouTube does as well. So that's kind of what's happening with the Twitch Adpocalypse. I know there's moving parts when it also comes to Hasan. There's Asmongold, who I think is saying that the reason why the Adpocalypse is happening is because of Hasan. Then there's like Ethan Klein, who's been beefing with Hasan for like the past 2 or 3 weeks for reasons I haven't been staying in the know with. And then what else is going on? I think Ludwig got involved as well and made like a YouTube video talking about it. But then he got like a little canceled as well because I think he deleted a clip that included Hasan in it as well. So people were like, bro, why are you deleting clips out here? It's a mess. It's a mess. There's miskiff, just people are in here out here just getting it's a war. And then there's Twitch in the center of it where people feel like Twitch is pushing a very, very strong bias agenda and not actually being a neutral party to this entire subject. And as you guys know, Twitch has never been neutral. I think that was the whole reason why Asmongold, again, I'm just naming names out here, was basically saying that he was going to call out Twitch because he knows things about him. And if he gets banned, then he'll just move to Rumble or Kick. That's kind of what I know so far. I know it goes deeper, but that's kind of just what off the top of my head. Let me see if I can find an article or something. Skinny Omni reporting here. Okay, I found a very good comment that was less than 24 hours ago, out of the loop, and they were basically asking, hey, what's going on with the supposed Twitch Adpocalypse? I'll go ahead and read this for you because it's the most highest rated one on there, so probably the most accurate. It reads, answer, the unfortunate answer is that there isn't really any clear answer about the matter. I've dug around and tried to brush up on this quickly, and I might not be an expert, but I think I have a sense of the story at large. Okay, so this person's kind of, again, it's a lot of moving parts, so it's a little confusing. In brief, the claim up front is that Twitch is currently going through an adpocalypse, which is to say, supply/demand has resulted in way fewer advertisers fighting for the space on the platform. And as such, people running ads are getting less money per ad than normal. At least one streamer, the Stock Guy TV, claims that running the same number of ads as normal is netting him 95% less revenue than normal. Oh my lord. Two other streamers, Lacey and Hasan, seem to be reporting 80% drops. Some streamers are blaming left-wing streamer Hasan, claiming that he's driving advertisers away from the platform. On the flip side, other streamers seem to be blaming right-wing activity, including Asmongold, for the issue. Unsurprisingly, Hasan and Asmongold have blamed each other. So like I said, okay, good old-fashioned politics, left versus the right, okay? Your politics is in every aspect of your life, unfortunately. Other streamers, notably XQC, argue that the adpocalypse isn't actually real. XQC's take on the matter is that people are either lying or delusional, and that there's no evidence that ad revenue is actually down on average, and that the individuals who are personally affected probably are getting demonetized for other reasons. Notably, if I read correctly, Lucy and Hasan respectively used the tags for Venezuela and Iran for their channels, which might have turned off some advertisers. So yeah, that seems to be the gist of it, is that people are pointing fingers and there's probably a lot of misinformation, misunderstandings, and to be honest, it's to pull back the curtains a little bit, guys, it's drama. That's right, because if you can't monetize Twitch because Twitch is losing a bit of monetization, well, you can monetize drama surrounding about the monetization of Twitch, okay? Everything's a little bit of shuck and jiving for you guys at home to stay entertaining, okay? And there's a lot of, like, you know, narratives that get pushed in order to create, you know, certain traumas on purpose, I would say. I don't think it's always on purpose, but sometimes, yeah, if you can be in controversy in these type of situations, you will, you know, be in a net positive. You guys know how the world works. But I will say that doesn't make a little bit of sense is that some people saying that there might be like a bit of a bubble when it comes to, you know, advertisers and how much money they have for their budgets. But we're in November, December, and usually November, December are the times where advertisers are paying the most amount of money in order for YouTubers and Twitch people to basically advertise their commercials. So usually this is prime time, prime season to be out here running ads. So if Twitch and people are not making money, it might be certain people who are basically are just wrong. It could be misinformation. It's kind of hard to say. So if we get some more like refined, detailed information, I'll let you guys know. But for now, what's going to end up happening is that people are going to run the narrative. If you know, do you believe Hasan, or do you believe Asmongold, or do you believe XQC, right? And then you just run with it. That's what people are going going to do. I'm going to let it play out a little bit longer and then see how things go out. And I'm not jumping on any sides because, to be frank, I don't even know what's going on at a top level. There's a lot of moving parts and I'm not here to defend anybody. Please don't Ludwig me, okay? I don't know what the hell's going on. The Game Awards have finally been announced, guys. You guys know about the Game Awards. It's the Game Awards. From what I hear, Jeff Keighley is trying to like copyright the term the Game Awards. It's I don't know if you can do that. There's a lot of shows that have Game Awards, but I'm guessing, I don't know. Anyway, before we get into that, okay, the biggest ordeal that's currently happening with the Game Awards is the nominees for the Game of the Year. So if you guys have been keeping up, then you probably already know that a lot of these games were going to be on this list. Astrobot, which has been like absolutely freaking phenomenal. It was something that just came out. No one had no idea that they were cooking in the kitchen when it came to making a game that felt like a Mario type platform, but it succeeded and it was great. It was magical. It was whimsical. Astrobot is probably one of the biggest surprises when it comes to just being absolutely amazing. And as soon as you see it and you started to play it, I think I mentioned this to you guys when we were covering it. I was like, yeah, this one is a sleeper hit, probably a contender for Game of the Year. It reached the spot. You then got Balatro. Oh my God. Okay, be careful here. All right, you guys know drugs, you know, like crack, you know, like cocaine. Okay, like I'm putting Balatro in the same category of the most addictive things that you can do in life, because oh my God, it is one of the easiest ways to lose time and get lost in the sauce. You don't even need to know how to play poker. It's a game where you play poker, but like there are jokers and it's interactive. You got to beat people by getting better hands. And in the beginning, you're a little confused, but as you play more and more, you start getting lost in the sauce of just getting these jokers. And it's a roguelike with cards, okay? Kind of like Slay the Spire. And a lot of you guys at home, you probably know this as well, but Slay the Spire is probably my favorite video game of all time. So when I started playing Balatro and I started getting the hang of it, and after I put in like almost 30 hours in like one day, I was like, okay. I uninstalled it from my Switch because I knew that this would be bad. I knew that Balatro would literally steal my time. I could not handle two life stealers. You know what I mean? Like a gacha game. Like I hear people playing Pokemon TCG. I don't play that as well. So anyway, Balatro, very, very, very great game. And it got nominated, I think, for at least 3 or 4 other nominations as well. It's pretty cool to see a roguelike car-like game be nominated for Game of the Year. Then you got Black Myth Wukong. Okay, you guys have probably heard from Black Myth Wukong. Everyone kind of saw this one coming up as well. I didn't play this game, but I do know a lot of people said that it was goated. So, you know, there's that by Game Science. I'm skipping the 4th one. Okay, there's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth by Square Enix, which is an automatic kind of shoe, and it was an absolute brilliant game. I didn't like it as much as the first one, to be completely honest. I felt like it was a little bit grindy. The animation, the graphics, storyline, absolutely brilliant, but I did feel like I was getting to certain points where it was a little bit redundant, and it sucks, right? Because Final Fantasy VII is actually probably one of my favorite RPGs of all time, so it hurt me to be like, oh no, I'm not feeling this game as much as I thought. Is there something wrong with me? Do I not like RPGs anymore? Is it me? Am I the problem? Thought that I was, until I played the 6th game, Metaphor ReFantazio, which I'm still in the middle of playing, and it is absolutely goated. I cannot put this RPG game down. You know, when you guys sometimes feel like maybe you're getting older, you're growing out of, I don't know, anime or a game or a type of thing, you're like, yeah, I guess it's just me. And then they come out with the game and you're like, wait a minute, it wasn't just me, bro. Someone just came out with Peak. Metaphor, absolutely peak. Okay, everything about Metaphor that you can think of, the storyline, the writing, the animation, fighting mechanics, everything about it feels very good. These are the guys, Atlas, that made Persona 5, so they kind of showing that, yeah, they can make more games outside of just Persona 3, 4, and 5 for people to still love. Metaphor, absolutely goated. I'm very glad it got nominated as well. But then we got to Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which a lot of people are a little bit annoyed and frustrated is on the Game of the Year, because Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is DLC. All right, downloadable content, which kind of means that people were like, does this really count as a Game of the Year if you make it a DLC? I can show you tons and tons and tons of tweets complaining about this. Just believe me when I say that a lot of people are kind of annoyed because Elden Ring got Game of the Year last year, right? So now people are like, well, dang, did you just kind of like force this into the category so that Elden Ring could get it again? Because it's Shadow of the Erdtree, from what I understand, and I didn't play this one either, was still really goated, but it's hard, right? Because you can't just play Shadow of the Erdtree. You got to play the original Elden Ring. You got to get up to a certain point pretty far into the game just to kind of experience this DLC path. On top of that, people feel like there are better games that could have been like in Game of the Year, like Stellar Blade, which was immaculate. It was really good, to be completely honest. I wonder if we'll check some of the nominations right now. Let's see what else is on there in terms of some of the big votes. Okay, we'll just have a quick scan through right now, and I'll let you guys know what my top picks are. So for Game of the Year, I'm going to give this to Metaphor ReFantazio. 100%. This game is I mean, I've played almost all of these games here, but yeah, I gotta say this one takes the cake. I don't think they're going to give it to it though. I honestly think they're either going to give it to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I already talked about how I wasn't a huge fan of this one. There's a good chance this actually goes to Astrobot or Balatro. It's pretty tight. These are all really goated games, so it's hard to. It depends on what Jeff is, who's paying Jeff the most. Right now, it looks like Elden Ring is paying him the most. Best game direction went to the exact same 5, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in a game direction and design. I'd probably say either, oh God, this could be Astrobot, Rebirth, or ReFantazio. This could be Rebirth, because Rebirth is pretty great visually, and it does continue to innovate. But Astrobot, glorious as well. It was like kind of like a cartoon, and so was Metaphor as well. A lot of these can go, and Balatro even surprisingly can win here as well. Best narrative between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Metaphor, Senua's Sagas, and Silent Hill 2. For the narrative, I gotta give it to Metaphor. Metaphor's story is absolutely freaking brilliant, okay? I'm telling you, it's absolutely godlike. Best art direction, again, could probably go to Metaphor. I don't want to give it to Elden Ring, okay? We've seen it, all right? We've seen enough of it. I want to give this one to Astrobot. I think Astrobot, again, surprised people with the art direction that it came out with. It was very creative. It was very cutesy. It was very just good overall visually. So I'd give this one to Astrobot, but I wouldn't mind giving more to Metaphor. To be honest, if I can get a Metaphor sweep, then I would take a Metaphor sweep, but I'm just trying not to be too greedy. Best score and music. This one's interesting. I think this one probably goes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with Square Enix. Okay, Final Fantasy guys are still goated when it comes to, soundtracks. They're just absolutely brilliant, but it doesn't mean that Astrobot, Metaphor, Silent Hill, and Stellar Blade weren't also godlike. Stellar Blade, actually, I think the audio was actually made by the same people who did, I can't remember, but it reminded me of Nier Automata, and Nier Automata is a soundtrack. Oh my lord. Okay, so Stellar Blade is up there as well. I'm guessing it's going to go to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Stellar Blade. Again, I wouldn't mind for the Metaphor sweep. I'm trying not to be greedy, but I'm telling you, Metaphor hits like all the pockets. They hit all of the pockets. Best audio design. Good God. Yo, Astrobot has been nominated for literally almost every single category that we've been seeing so far. I don't know who's going to win that. Probably Call of Duty. A lot of people like to give Call of Duty Black Ops for like in terms of their, the grenades and the realness of the audio. So it might go to them. We'll see. Best ongoing game. You got Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers. Hello. When is it never not going to be Final Fantasy 14? Okay, just stop playing with me. All right, you guys, Final Fantasy 14 will always be the ongoing best game, and no one's coming close. Okay, they're just too goated. All right, I'm representing the Final Fantasy 14 gang. I haven't played it in a while. Okay, but if you're a Final Fantasy 14 fan, just know I'm one of you. All right, I'm one of the homies. Best community support, also Final Fantasy 14. Okay, the reason why Final Fantasy 14 is so good is just because it's good. It's one of the only few like environments in gaming where I honestly feel like it's actually healthy. Again, Final Fantasy 14 is an MMORPG, and I honestly feel like when I remember going in there and logging in, and just people just help you out. They don't even care. They're just here. There are some people that exist in Final Fantasy 14 just to help out newbies. And that's it. They're just like, hey, here's a bunch of items. Tell me where you want to go. All right, well, see you never again. Goodbye. And I'm like, God dang, well, these people just exist quite literally to just make newbies' lives better. It's very wholesome environment. I'm sure there's toxic environments somewhere in there eventually, but you don't want to go to Fortnite. The other ones I'm not exactly too sure for though. No Man's Sky, wow. Best indie game, 100% going to Balatro. It's nice to see though that Animal Well by Donkey got nominated. You know, Big Mo, one of his first games, already nominated as best indie game. I heard Neva was pretty cool as well, but Balatro a billion% is going to win. I know a lot of you guys are confused because it's a card game, but it's not just a card game. All right, it's crack cocaine. Best debut indie game also going to go to Balatro as well. Best mobile game will probably also okay, this one is pretty stacked. Okay, the Pokemon trading card game, the pocket game that everyone's playing. I haven't played it because I heard, but it's Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, the one with your girl. I won't play it, don't worry. But I don't know. I didn't get into the Hoyo verse. I haven't played Wuthering Waves. Balatro is still absolutely brilliant. So it's this one's kind of tough. I'm gonna give it to Balatro again though. I want a Balatro sweep. Action game. Okay, so this one can be probably between Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops, and Stellar Blade. To be honest, I want it to be Stellar Blade. I think Stellar Blade was immaculate. I know people were playing for the plot, you know, for the jiggle mechanics. But to be honest, it was a nice, short and sweet and awesome game, right? It was cliche. You kind of knew what was going to happen, but it was fun. I wanted more. The game was so good, I just wanted more. So I hope, honestly, that Stellar Blade wins this. Best action/adventure here is probably going to go to Astrobot. Although The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was actually good. I hear a lot of people like Silent Hill 2 as well, and I haven't touched Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, or Star Wars Outlaws. But my guess is this is going to go to Astrobot because Astrobot has been it's just a very strong contender. I think it's like the most nominated game here. Best RPG. Again, guys, I love me from Final Fantasy VII. I love me some Yakuza, but I can't believe Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is nominated here. Oh, man. Y'all better not steal this from Metaphor. ReFantazio has to win. This game is absolutely freaking brilliant. Hey, guys, that's the Game Awards. That's the big chunky one. I'll let you guys know if anything happens when it comes to the nominations. I don't know if it's like actually confirmed, if it's going to stick or not, if Jeff Keighley's going to go with it, or if Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be moved around or replaced with another one. If it does get replaced with another game, I hope it's Stellar Blade. But yeah, that's the Game Awards. And when it does come out, obviously I will be watching it with you guys on twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. I might actually stream it on YouTube as well. We'll see. So guys, I have two things I want to talk to you guys about, okay, in terms of like peak, all right, that you need to be watching. I think last week we talked about The Penguin. If you haven't watched The Penguin, you need to watch The Penguin, okay? But in terms of anime and shows that you need to be watching as of this week that's coming out, okay? Number one, Dandadan. All right, I've been saying this over. Dandadan, 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 Dandadan. It's a crazy freaking anime, okay? It's just crazy. It's wild and it's peak, and it might have just become like my top 5, top 10 anime, like quite literally, and it's not even done. There's only 6 or 7 episodes. It is, how do I put this? Imagine a Studio Ghibli movie, right? By my boy Miyazaki, okay? I feel like we have like many movies of every episode of this show, right? When it comes to Dandadan. Dandadan's about this guy and the girl, and they just do things. I won't tell you any of the plots, but it's about a guy and a girl, a little boy and a girl, and they go through a bunch of stuff and they fight and blah, 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 blah. But it feels like it captures all of the elements of every type of anime that you can think of. It has a training arc. It has shonen aspects. It has horror aspects. It has crazy funny comedy. The animation all over the place. It doesn't feel like Dandadan is like stuck or boxed into one genre or segment. It feels like it's attempting to master the craft of every type of genre that you can have in anime. You know, like there's like some animes where it's just quite literally like, I'm a romance anime. We're going to go throughout the entire time, right? It feels like Dandadan is dipping their toes into every single genre that exists in every anime and then doing it exceptionally well. The music, the score, the voice acting, it honestly feels like a perfect anime, and it's not even over. The last anime being rated almost a near perfect 10 out of 10 about how brilliant it was. The storytelling, the writing, I cannot gas this anime up enough. But when I say that this is a top 10 of mine or top 5, when I say that this anime might be like, you know, the anime that people are going to say as contender as best anime, I'm not capping. I'm not lying. Go watch it, and if you have been watching it, you know that I'm spitting like nothing but facts. Because a couple of people are like, Omni, this anime is very weird, bro. It makes us anime watchers, you know, look bad, because it is really weird. It's really freaky too, right? There's some freaky things happening. I don't care. I don't care. If you think that we're weebs and we're weird, actually, I don't care. Because you know what? I like weird people. I like art, and I like when art gets pushed to extreme to the point where people feel like that art is weird. I love it because I don't like normalcy, okay? So it feels like Dandadan is something that pushes everything as far as it can go, and I'm here for it. I can't wait to watch the rest of the season and the rest of it. I haven't read the manga because I don't read the mangas, but man, this has been a joy. Guys, watch Dandadan. Also, what you need to watch, man, Arcane season 2, bro. I had to watch a recap for this show of like what happened because I think it came out in 2020, like 4 years ago. My girl Vi and Jinx and Caitlyn and the whole little love stories that's been going on, and Jace, and I completely forgot what happened. But Arcane season 1, one of the best animation films adaptations to video games to ever hit our planet. Okay, it's one of the first times, and I think probably the best video game adaptation that's been brought to, the series to watch. Arcane season 1 being even better if you are a person who plays League of Legends, because you get to see the characters come to life. You get to see how they grow, how they develop. You're like, wait a minute, is that Victor? Wait, is that Vi? Wait, oh, is she getting the fist? You get to see them grow into the characters that they already are in the show because they're creating a backstory with it. But you also get to see like shades of the entire world of, League of Legends, people who might be in it. I think new season 2, I think there's like pushes toward, there's some people on there that I can't recognize, but I think I might have seen like Darius, and I think I saw like Graves or Braum or something like that. So it's like you're starting to get more League of Legends characters in there, and it's awesome. But yeah, season 2, I think I'm like 3 episodes in, maybe 4 or something. It's peak. It's absolute peak. It's I have nothing negative to say about it. Like, it's absolutely prime time film and television. If you're a critic like me, okay, I tell this to you guys, to be honest, if I wasn't doing news, okay, if I wasn't sitting here talking about the drama in the news or rest around the world, to be honest, I feel like what I would be doing in terms of a YouTuber is talking about anime, video games, and film, because I'm a critic. I love reviewing these things. So I'm not going to create a second channel for this. So this is where I'm going to do it as well. But I need to finish Arcane season 2. It's peak. I think though that I'm still going to give it, the Penguin over Arcane, because the Penguin, I think it was also a perfect television show. But it's hard, right? You're comparing goats to goats, to be honest. And there are 2 separate categories. If I give it to them, I give it to them both as being like the best. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably do the Penguin. But I need to finish Arcane, and then I'll come to that conclusion as well. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Hope you made it to the end. If you did, drop a like. It means the world to me. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, I think we'll probably have more news to talk about tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that are still happening that I still need to cover. All right, I love you guys. Y'all take it easy, and don't get halitosis. Brush your teeth, all right, and floss. All right, gang, peace.